Did you hear about the fact that Zuckerberg's net worth declined? He lost $100 billion. The company has shed nearly, you ready folks? $800 billion of its market cap. It's nearly $1 trillion.
I want to say, up front, that I take full responsibility for this decision. I'm the founder and CEO. I'm responsible for the health of our company, for our direction, and for deciding how we execute that, including things like this. And this was ultimately my call, and it was one of the hardest calls that I've had to make in the 18 years of running the company.
If you ever disrespect money, you won't have any. It's karma. Every dollar I make, I kill myself to make it, and I don't want to lose it. I cry like a baby when I lose $10. I want value. And I want to respect what my mother taught me about this, that every single dollar is hard to make. And if you don't respect it, you're going to lose it. I don't waste money. I don't do stupid things.
Year 1, I lost $750. Year 2, I lost $500,000. And year 3, we started to make the money back because year 1, I just thought throwing money at it could solve the problem. Well, you need support systems, and no matter how well I know how to make a pair of pants or a shirt, it doesn't mean that I know how to make a dress, deliver flowers. And so I needed to hire staffs around it. So it was a learning curve for all the sharks just as well.
Here's how I think of my money. Soldiers. I send them out to war every day. I want them to take prisoners and come home. So there's more of them. Your army, every soldier dies that you send out every day.
Warren Buffett says, don't lose money, number 1. Number 2, don't lose money. I would tell you, number 3, don't lose money. So what can you invest in? You can't leave it in the bank because that's losing money. They don't pay you anything. It takes you 833 years to double your money at the bank today. 833 years to double your money at today's bank rates. So if you guys don't know this, you need to start looking at this saying, hey, at night, man, what am I doing with my money, man?
One day he loses $200 million. I'm like, wow, dude, that's crazy. He's not a real estate guy. He's not a stock guy either. He takes companies, builds them up into cash flow machines, and sells them. Okay. But one day I watched him lose $200 million, and I'm watching the guy. Like, when a guy's losing $200 million one day, you don't say, hey, maybe you just leave him alone today. Want a drink? No, I don't drink. The day he lost $200 million, I'm watching the guy, not even bothered about it. Or he doesn't appear to be bothered. Maybe he is on the inside, I don't know. But the point of being in an environment without advice being given, this was God not giving me advice. Watching this guy go through that, I'm like, okay, wait, I just saw $648 million. I just saw him lose 200. And then that really helped me think, hey, you need to start thinking bigger, bud. You need to think where you're in a position where your cushion's so big, you can lose $200 million. That same night, the guy gave $10 million to a church project, a philanthropic project. So he lost $200 million and still gave 10 away. That was the big piece for me.
My dad was all about maximum risk. That's all he was about. Like my dad would go to the park, hustle money out of the people in the park, get enough to go to the tournament, win 10 G's at a chess tournament, the only money he had in the world, and walk straight into the casino.
With that money he won?
Yeah. And he's like, look, I want 50 grand or we're broke. If I need another $50 for food, we'll go back to the park. He was all or nothing. He was he adored the idea of being hard to kill. That was his thing to say. I ain't gonna die. I'm hard to kill. He didn't care about like earthly goods and stuff. And I'm the opposite, but in some ways, because I have my nice big house and my nice cars, etc., etc. But from a very, very young age, I learned his mindset. And his mindset was, you got to take the risk. You got to be that guy. And you also have to understand that failure really, in many cases, isn't going to kill you. There are certain scenarios where it will, but in the scenarios where it won't, you need to have more bravery. A lot of people out here are talking about, I'm worried if I move to, what the worst happens if you move somewhere? You move home. Like, what's the problem?
First business I started, I failed miserably. Second business, third business, fourth business. The first 4 businesses I started, I failed miserably. I lost my $11,000. I was in debt $49,000. Then I went back and got a job. Then the second time I started it, then it excelled. So this isn't something where you're gonna come out the gates and you're gonna be the next billionaire, you're gonna be the next Elon Musk. It doesn't work that way. It's actually it can be an ugly process at times.
How do you sleep on nights when you lose $5 million? A nice cigar. Hey, you gotta celebrate your failures and your success. Because there is a lesson to be learned in everything. When you have a great success, a good exit, you sell a company or whatever it may be, you celebrate because it's a good milestone in life. And then when you lose, something bad happens, hey, it's an expensive lesson learned. You still celebrate it.
Yeah.
Because if you take it with a negative notation, that's just going to keep eating you inside.
I got hacked. Everybody that gets involved in crypto loses their first wallet. That's my theory. It happened to me too. I lost $52,000 the first time I dabbled. I got ripped off. I've never been ripped off again.
I've made a lot of mistakes. Biggest mistake, well, not the biggest, necessarily the biggest, but buying Berkshire Hathaway itself was a mistake because Berkshire was a lousy textile business.
I tried to do a cable channel with one of the largest telco companies in the US to consolidate online gaming, so you paid one subscription fee and you got all the online games. We were early. I lost millions of dollars doing that, and I also got involved with a really large company, so everything was tied up in bureaucracy all the time. It was a big mistake. I won't mention which one, but I learned from that. I've never made that mistake again. That was my biggest financial failure because it was millions and millions of dollars. But the great thing is, it doesn't matter how successful you are, you're still going to make mistakes, but you gotta learn from them. Today, I like to say I make new mistakes. I don't make old ones, but you're always winning and losing. And so I make new mistakes now and I'm learning, and that's what they call experience, I guess.